Hey everybody, what's going on? First off, welcome to the new channel. We have our new channel for the Resistance broadcast, so if you're watching this and you like us, and you like our videos, you like our podcasts, hit subscribe, like the video, join what we have going on here because we have a lot of video content coming, so we want to make sure you are subscribed. The bell thing, there's a bell, you hit the bell, right? And that lets you know when we have new videos posting like this one. And I am just fresh out of the press conference for Willow, the new series heading to Disney Plus on November 30th, and I had an opportunity to watch most of the episodes, and I was so excited to head into this press conference to hear from the cast and, of course, showrunner and writer and creator Jon Kasdan, and led by Warwick Davis at the lead, back as Willow. And I had an opportunity to ask some questions. One of them was selected and answered, but then there were also other takeaways that I took from that press conference that really brought a smile to my face and made me feel very happy about what's being said about how the series came to be and how it was made. There's a lot of heart here, and a lot of even imposter syndrome and that thing we all sort of feel, even me as I make this video. You know, how you maybe feel in certain aspects of your life that feel unfamiliar, and you get that scared feeling like, can I do this? And it's all ingrained in these characters because these people making this series felt that way. But I'll just start by saying the question of mine that was asked had to do with Warwick and the fact that he started as a young child when he was cast for Return of the Jedi. A dream that kids can only imagine, but he got to live it. And then now fast forward to things like The Rise of Skywalker, Force Awakens, and of course now Willow. His children got to act with him as well. So I wanted to sort of ask what that felt like for him to remember what it was like being a kid doing it, and now being the father, seeing his kids do it alongside him. And he just shared some really fun anecdotes in working with his children. His daughter, who plays Mims in Willow, he said she's a fantastic actress in her own right, and she is. She did such a great job in Willow as his daughter. And he was talking about how his son Harrison, obviously named after Harrison Ford, is his double in many ways for a lot of the physical things. And he joked a bit about how it's unfortunate his son really won't get the credit. He's sort of like the magician behind the curtain making things happen. But he did say he loved the aspect of being able to work with his kids. And I just think that's amazing how full circle he's come, starting off as a kid and now being the father, working alongside his kids in the same bubble, in that Lucasfilm bubble, which is so great. Because you have to remember, when he made Willow, he was only 18. And now he's around 50 or so, and he's still right there back doing it in a lead role, and boy, was he great in this series. Moving on to other parts of the press conference that I really enjoyed, one that just really stood out to me, obviously, Jon Kasdan was asked if he consulted with or spoke with George Lucas at all about Willow and making this series. And what's funny about Willow is this series might not happen if Ron Howard doesn't come into Solo to direct, because he said the genesis of that idea, Jon Kasdan always loved Willow. He was 8 or 9 when it came out. He always thought that what happened to those characters, Alora, Danin, and Willow, and he kissed her goodbye. What happens next? He wanted to tell that story, and he said he would talk to Ron Howard constantly about it. And obviously Warwick Davis was on set as well of Solo. So it was this perfect stars aligning on the set of Solo, which led to the creation of this Willow series. But he also said he had one conversation with George Lucas about it, and it was on the set of Solo. And he said George Lucas was coming to the set, and he was only supposed to be there for a little bit because George Lucas would do anything for Ron Howard, basically. He said Ron Howard's his guy. He would always be there for him and support him. And he wound up staying for a very long time, answering everyone's questions, talking with everybody, taking some fun photos. As you probably saw, there were some cool videos and shots from inside the Millennium Falcon of George Lucas and Ron Howard. And George Lucas even directed a shot from Solo when Han hangs up the cape of Mrs. as he's with Kira, having that romantic moment in Lando's cape closet. But Jon Kasdan said that he asked him about Willow, and George Lucas said, I agree. I think more Willow should be made. And he sort of gave his blessing and talked about how he would think he was trying to do that for a long time and all those sorts of things. So not only getting the blessing, but knowing that George Lucas was also trying to do that thing and that he supported the idea of them making this, it goes a long way. And I don't think anybody needs to hear that from George Lucas or deserves to hear that. He doesn't owe anybody anything at this point. But knowing that that conversation happened just gives you that good feeling that this was done with the blessing of the maker. Yes, George Lucas invented Star Wars, but he invented Lucasfilm and all things that came with it, including the story for the movie Willow. So that really was a feel-good thing. But the last thing I'll focus on is what I sort of started this video off with, which really has to do with the tone and the feeling of making this. Because Jon Kasdan, he is a very humble guy. Obviously, he's Lawrence Kasdan's son. He's been around the business for a long time as an observer and now very talented and successful in his own right. But saying like that he wasn't sure if he could be a showrunner. So sort of like he was answering that question like, yeah, I can do this. And he said that he related with the character of Willow, who wasn't sure if he was more than a farmer. Is he able to be that sorcerer? And people always telling him, you're not a great sorcerer, to the point where he's telling himself he's not a great sorcerer. And we know that that is in him. And I believe the character of Willow helped inspire Jon Kasdan to believe he could make this show as a showrunner. Because I don't know that he was ever a showrunner of anything before this. I could be wrong. I know he's obviously done a lot of writing and developing and producing, but being a showrunner, I think, is a bit of a different animal. And from what I've seen with the show, of course, he's done a great job. So that felt good to hear. And all the cast of characters, too. You know, there were some who were born after Willow came out, some born before, but they all seem to really embody who their characters are. And it really is the heart of this series are the relationships between the characters and the bonds and the friendships and the found family. And I know that is a very common theme in Star Wars as well, and a lot of Lucasfilm stories. So all in all, I had a wonderful time attending this virtual press conference for Willow. It was amazing seeing that whole cast. The questions were great. I am honored that one of my questions were picked and that Warwick Davis himself answered it. And of course, seeing Jon Kasdan and how the whole series came to be on the set of Solo. So again, more credit to Solo, right? But anyway, thanks for stopping by. I know I probably rambled a bit, but I'm just out of that thing, and my brain is sort of spinning like a tornado that I was just attending a press conference with Warwick Davis, Jon Kasdan, and the whole cast. Aaron Kellyman, just amazing. So let me know what you think in the comments. Please share this video if you don't mind. And of course, this is a new channel for us at the Resistance Broadcast. So please do subscribe, tell your friends, spread the word. Come on over here and join us because we have a lot of cool stuff coming down the line. Obviously, a lot of Star Wars stuff from us, but other stuff too, as you see here as we're talking Willow, which is a cousin to Star Wars, right? But anyway, thank you so much. I look forward to our next videos. I look forward to everyone seeing Willow, talking about Willow. And as always, I'll see you around, kids.